What do we do when the black hole comes? My son asks before the hours lighten. I know so much of this life is unreal, but yesterday I cut my lip and flooded my mouth with blood. I read about parents that chew food, then mama bird it into their babies' mouths so they won't choke. Haven't I been doing this with the world? I've cellophaned windows and boarded the doors to keep them safe, clammed the news with Vivaldi, given his finger guns shadows until they grew into beaks on the blank wall. And still, a war rages, our entanglement of invisible threads. News makes it across about a mother who shielded her infant with her back while the shells burst, and another who braved her way into the frontline rubble of her house to play a piano one last time, the notes ricocheting across glass and splintered wood. If I say I'm most afraid of people, don't I also mean ourselves? Instead, I say unimaginable because there's distance. I tell my son the nearest black hole is 3,000 light years away, while here it is spring outside. The trees blast pollen, the yellow shrapnel coats everything. I sneeze so loud the birds shit scatter. Without a second thought, we pile heavy books to kill spiders that lumber between sheets, not even looking to see if their abdomens are swollen with eggs.
When my daughter, not yet 3, turns to study the contours of my face and says, "I see you," says, "How long before the stars burn out?" which startles me, morphs her hands to hardness, a variable chill. I say, "Never." Say, "Sometimes all we have is this," and turn her toward my chest to spare confusion. I fear, of course, the world, dear reader, and cannot stomach sorrow, all the ways a child drowns like spiders trapped in spit. I read a story once of a simple priest who stopped to sleep in a garden at noon and woke beside a wolf in snow who curled to keep him warm. The day before, the priest paused to praise an opening dahlia and placed its blue flame in his hair while undressing by a stream. Sequin light, shadows of spring clouds smeared by wind. He washed beneath the Spanish moss and watched the flower fall away, his secret lost to sin. When the dream was over, the wolf was gone, and the priest began to weep. When my daughter touched my fearful face, I too began to weep. I read the story alone in a room of a church made blue by rain. My mother moved among its warm pews, wiping away the dust. We were poor and without grace. I was without grace and groaning with blue. On the walls the children hung papered stars, wrote prayers in sparkled paint. One of them asked the Lord for a pony, another for $1,000,000 to rebuild Noah's Ark. But one of the stars was without name, its prayer crossed out with blue. My brother hiding, the boy without a spoken name who lives beneath my bed.